Hello, again, my name is Carly Shandrew. I work with the University of Colorado, and today we're going to be discussing Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is the final chapter of the Circle of Life curriculum, and Chapter 7 is revisiting the Circle of Life. And what we're doing is it's wrapping up the session and kind of reviewing and summarizing everything that they've taken in, and really, I guess, sending the message home. The objectives for Chapter 7, we want to review the ways that the youth can strengthen their circle of life to be able to protect themselves from disease. And also we want to talk about goals with them and things that they're looking forward to in their future, not only for start to think about high school, their adulthood, and just ways to to really keep themselves strong and healthy and avoid some of the pressures and things like that out there. And for Chapter 7, it's really a short chapter. Like I said, it's kind of just summarizing and wrapping things up. So this session, it's going to take not as long as the others. So you might be able to, it's possible to combine the online session. It's just revisiting the circle, and then to hand out the group activities. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, so it would be possible to combine the online activities and finish out with the group session and hand out certificates at the end. So for Chapter 7, what we're going to do, there's 4 activities, and they're not really all, I guess, like I said, it's going to be a lot shorter than the previous chapters. But we'll start off with activity number 1, which is, of course, the question box again. If there's any questions, it's always important to check that at the beginning of the day or before you start the session, or even after the last session. Periodically, just to make sure, if there are questions in there that you might not know the answers to, it'll give you a chance to review and look them up before and discuss them as a group. So just remember, again, the question box. And then you're also want to give a review, kind of, talking about the online material. And like I said, Chapter 7 is really summarizing kind of what they've learned throughout the project and, a couple of the main points. The chapter, it's very short. It pretty much just, the main points are discussing goal setting, getting kids to start thinking about their future and hopefully making wiser, healthy choices. And then also using volition is talked about a lot throughout the curriculum, and volition is, the ability to make the right decision. So just kind of, really just going over that and reiterating it. And then the other activities we're going to be doing, it's just, we're going to talk about activity number 2 is strengthening your shield, and that's going to be a discussion and talking again, revisiting the circle and talking about different areas, how they can protect themselves against disease. Activity number 3 is setting goals. We'll get more into that. It's just having them, again, thinking about their goals for the future and ways that they're going to be able to accomplish them, or ways they can protect themselves and make healthy and wise decisions. So for the second activity, we're going to talk about strengthening your shield. And as I mentioned, we're going to be revisiting the circle, and we're going to be asking, the group some examples that you can go over to what kind of things for each area that will protect you and protect themselves from getting AIDS. So let's go. We'll have some of the group here.
Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Maggie.
All right, so Max and Maggie, are there any areas, so let's start with mental first. Can you think of anything that, thinking about protecting yourself against disease, against HIV or AIDS, what would be some things in this area that you might do to?
Reading some websites.
That's a good one.
I think I might visit a clinic and talk to a doctor for my well-being, for my mental well-being.
That's another awesome one. Visit and talk about, you said your mental well-being?
Yeah, just so I don't worry about, how HIV is contracted, or I wouldn't know how to protect myself, just so mentally I felt confident.
Confident, that's great. All right, well, let's go with, what are some things physical that you might be able to do?
Exercise.
Exercise is a way to stay healthy. That's always, you know, dress like, I'll write them up this way so you can see. Just taking care of your body, taking care of yourself, that's always some ways to keep yourself healthy.
Maybe participate in a AIDS walk in March for the National HIV Day.
Excellent. Participate in awareness walks. All right, let's go over to, can you think of anything spiritually that you might be able to protect thinking of protecting yourself against disease, HIV, AIDS?
This one, the respect one. So probably respecting my body.
That's excellent. Okay.
I'll say respecting my friends so that they're protected too. So whomever, if I have friends that maybe I'm intimate with, I'll respect them too, so we're both protected.
That's another awesome point, because not only can that affect yourself or your body, but you can put others at harm. So that's another wonderful one. Respecting friends, others. You guys are great ideas. And what about emotional? Can you think of anything emotionally that might help you?
Don't give in to peer pressure.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one. Okay, and what about you?
Emotionally, I'm going to take time to be by myself
And for yourself.
so I can think about the things that I need to think about and maintain my own identity so that I can be strong for my community.
Very good.
Take a Calgon bath.
Perhaps I will take a Calgon bath. Or something like that.
Something you enjoy doing.
I would probably skateboard
Go see a movie.
and then maybe take a shower
Well,
or
those
see a
are-
movie.
Those are some excellent examples. It sounds like you guys really understanding, and that's great. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so in finishing off for this activity, these are some great examples here. There's no right or wrong answer, but just remember, to help guide. If the youth are having a hard time coming up with ideas, you could give them tips, just guide them along. Might have to jog their memory a little bit. And then also one thing to end this activity by is coming back to, we talk a lot about volition, and ask them, do you remember what part of you that helps you act on what you know is the right thing to do? And and hopefully they'll remember that's volition that helps them make the wise decisions. So kind of really make sure that volition is the key point, and that you need to make here. Okay, so for the next activity, number 3, is setting goals. And you want to talk about, have a discussion with the group, and you just talking about setting goals, something to look forward to, something that they can aim for, and really get them think about in high school or through what they want to become in adulthood, just things they would like to accomplish and achieve, and steps that should start thinking about now, how they can do that. So what we're gonna go do is go around the room and ask them you're gonna want to do either some type of drawing, maybe that represents something that they want to do, a goal that they have for as they get older, or even cut out some magazines and clipping or from newspapers, just a picture that represents or demonstrates a goal, something that they would like to accomplish in the future. So we're going to have our participants here. Let's start with you, Max. What's something you would like to be, and if you can show us.
I'm going to draw my goal. My goal is to ride in a long-distance skateboarding marathon, a longboard marathon. So I'm going to draw my longboard.
That's a great goal.
And I'd also like to do some health education. So I'm going to draw a classroom with a desk up here and then all the students' desks in a circle. And this is where the health education will happen. And I'm going to put the mileage for the marathon above my skateboard.
Those are two very excellent goals. And what are some things that you can think about that might help you get there or accomplish those?
Well, I think I have to do things in all 4 quadrants of our circle. I need to stay physically active so I can ride the skateboard at that distance. Mentally, I have to study to be a health educator. Spiritually, I need to always sort of think about myself and respect myself and think about the things I'm grateful for. And emotionally, I just have to stay positive, I think.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, and Maggie, let's start with you next. What's something you would like to do as you...
I'd like to make a cutout of what I want to do. I'm not much on art, which is why I want to go into the science field.
That's a good idea. That's really something to start thinking about. And what are some things that you might be able to do to help you to get your goal?
I'd have to go to college and study hard and be dedicated and get a good job and learn more about molecules and stuff.
Okay, well, interesting. Those are excellent ideas. So thank you both for your participation.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, and for the final activity at the end, once everybody has completed the program, we want to give out a certificate that shows, it's a token of their achievement, that completing the program. And so at the end, you just want to make sure you have enough ready and available for the youth, and make sure you give them, that's an honoring for them. So we'll just do that at the end, and we'll complete the program.